What is going on out there, peeps? All right, we're going to go over some things as far as the Vietnam Dong and the Zim and the Dinar. You can tell when newbies get into the arena, and even some people that's been into it for a little bit, they ask the same questions over and over. So I'm going to go ahead and address it. It's one thing when one person asks, but usually when you get like a handful asking you the same questions, then it's better just to make the video so everybody is aware of this. Before I get into that, though, if you're thinking about buying gold and silver, please go to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. You guys know I have an alternative platform where I'm able to post videos on here that I cannot talk about on YouTube. Over here we do cover the audit and the election and the jab. And the information over there is unbelievable. You have to go over and check it out for yourself. Okay. So, you got people here's the thing I've learned since dealing with currencies. I remember when I first got into the currency arena, man, the misinformation is overwhelming. I even learned more when I started to do my own YouTube channel. And the things that I've learned, I will share with you. And hopefully that will help you. Okay? One of the things I've learned, again, is there is a ton of information, but mostly misinformation. You'll find out that these people have had their YouTube channels now for some people a better part of 10 or more years. And if after 10 years you keep telling them the same stories over and over, people start to lose faith in what this person or persons have to say to you. And what I mean by that is, you get a lot of these people out there that used to give a date, they used to give a rate. When that didn't happen and people got pissed off, they would change it to something else. To give them more credit about what they're saying, this is what you often hear. My Central Bank of Iraq insider guy. Well, my military intel guy. Well, my White House insider guy. Or I got this person who knows. It's all bullshit. They're just lying. It gives them more credibility if they sound like they know somebody that is somehow, some way connected to what's going on. And people, I get it. I used to think these people, I was like, oh, wow, they got some special person. Good, good, good. It made me feel good about what they were saying. But over time, you just learn it's bullcrap. So, often you'll see these types of questions. I'm not singling out anybody, but you can see I didn't leave no name. Hi, can you do a video on where the emails will come from that will give us the 800 numbers, please? Well, here is your video on 800 numbers. There are no 800 numbers. No. There's no redemption center. There's no 800 numbers. Nobody's got the codes that release the funds. There's no numbers on the back screen. There's nobody standing by the computers at some redemption centers. There's no tier 1, tier 2. There's no, hey, we get a better rate if we go in together. Don't be sending any of your currencies in for any type of trust fund whatsoever. Don't ever send anybody any of the serial numbers that are on your currency. Yeah. So when you're dealing with foreign currency, it's not really that complicated. Seriously. These people that are out there saying these things to you, if they start giving you a date or a rate, run the opposite way. Do you understand how illegal that is if somebody they knew actually gave them? Sure, it's great if we can get the information. Sure, no problem. But for them to be going on to the YouTube and announcing it, they're idiots. That would be a clear violation of our Federal Exchange Commission laws. It would be like insider trading. So when they say, oh, well, my guy from the Central Bank of Iraq said on this date and this dollar. If they tell you that the currency exchange rate is happening in country, that's a lie. That makes absolutely no sense. Do you understand that if the rate changed in country or out of country and not the other way around at the same time? What I mean by that is this. If a rate change happened within Iraq but not outside of Iraq, do you understand the amount of currency smuggling that would take place? Or if the rate changed outside of country but not inside country. Does that make sense to you? Let's just take a step back and think about this sensibly. Let's say inside Iraq, magically, the dinar is now trading at $3 American for 1 Iraqi dinar. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What's to keep the people from in Iraq getting their US dollars, running over to somebody outside of Iraq, telling them to buy as many dinars as possible at the current rate that we're paying for it, which is 1,450 dinars for every $1. Then they go buy a ton of it, go back to the person in Iraq, tell them to exchange it for the 3-to-1. Does that make sense to you? Do you see the kind of racketeering that would be going on? See what I'm saying? There is no exchange rate in country without one out of country. They do it at the same time. There's no 800 numbers. You're not going to get an email. Well, the only email you'll get is somebody that's within your group gets the announcement when it actually really happens. And they send an email out to everybody saying, hey, it's happening. But you're not special. You're not going to get any kind of special email. There's no 800 numbers for you to call. As a matter of fact, go away from those people who say that. The reason is, I don't feel comfortable with somebody saying, hey, call us 800 number, and you call it up and they're like, well, yeah, we have a special deal going on. We're going to go ahead and give you $2 for every one of your dinar. Okay. And then you find out the exchange rate is $3 for every 1 dinar. Or they steal your dinar and they take it. So if you have these people saying we have these special foundations, and if you send in your dinar as a group, we get a better rate, and you send them your dinar, it's your ass out. It's never coming back. I don't care how trustworthy the person telling you that story is, it's not coming back. Why would the Vietnam dong or the Iraqi dinar or the Zim dollar have any type of special arrangement for exchanging than any other currency? What I mean by that is you could go to any currency exchange location, buy or sell your foreign currency. When people travel, that's what they got to do. They go in there and they exchange their country's currency for the currency that they're going to need when they get into another country. So explain to me how it is that the Zim, the Dinar, the Vietnam Dong are any different than any other currency. Why do they get a special redemption center? Why do they get a special 800 number? Why do they get a special tier 1, tier 2? You see, here's the thing. They take this language that they learned from the industry, like tier 1, tier 2, and they go, hey, the tier 1 people are going through, and they got caught, and I talked to my special insider. It's full steam ahead. Tier 2 people be going, and no, there's no tier 1, tier 2 for exchanges. And they'll bring some friend on that swears up and down that they're from the banking industry, or the exchange, or that they're some insider. It's a great, great little game they play. But this keeps their followers paying attention to what they have to say. That's why I don't do any dates. That's why I don't do any rates. What I've learned over the years is this. Saying those things like redemption centers, special codes, the back screens, the 800 numbers, tier 1, tier 2, in-country rate change, foundations. Let me sell you an LLC so you pay less taxes. You see, all those things make it sound, ooh, sounds good. This sounds legit, man. They're using the right lingo. It makes it sound like they're important. Makes it sound like, ooh, they know what they're talking about. No, they're just screwing you is what they're doing. If you go talk to any individual that actually works in an exchange or a bank and you ask them about special redemption centers or 800 numbers, they're going to look at you like you're an idiot. I know. I did it. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that when the dinar or the Vietnam dong rate had changed, that I knew where to go to right away. So I went to my bank, Wells Fargo, and I spoke with the manager there. Because at the time, Wells Fargo was buying and selling currencies. So I said to him, if I had a currency, and of course he kept cornering me trying to ask me which currency. And I told him, okay, let's say if I have the Iraqi dinar. He said, before we continue, because this has been going on for a long time. He said, I thought he was going to say it's a scam, but that's not what he said. He said, I have to tell you that at the current time, Wells Fargo does not buy or sell the Iraqi dinar or the Vietnam dong or the Zim dollar. I said, is it a scam? He said, no. People are creating scams using those currencies. So we get a lot of calls. We get bothered all the time by people who were lied to or misled about what to do with these currencies. I said, okay, well, I quickly learned that. I said, okay, so how does this work? He says, let's say, for the sake of simplicity, you have, 1,000,000 dinars. I said, okay. He says, as soon as you hear some rate changes happen and you're ready to sell your currency, once our branch corporation tells us we are allowed to buy and sell the currency again, you simply come into the bank. Now let's say, because he said the rate at the time everybody was saying is like $3+. So just say for the sake of it, you getting $3 for every 1 dinar. I said, okay, sounds good to me, of course. And you have 1,000,000 of them. Now, obviously, when you come into the bank and you say, I have my 1,000,000 dinar, I want to exchange it for the current rate of $3 a dinar, giving me $3 million. If you're coming in here thinking we're going to give you $3 million so you can hop, skip, and jump outside the bank, that's not going to happen. The bank doesn't hold that much money. So what will happen is this. You will let me see the dollars. I will go over to the machine to make sure that they're not counterfeit, they're legit. I said, okay. He goes, once we validate it, I come to you and I say, right now, this is the current rate. Are you okay with that rate? We agree? We agree. We charge you, I think he said 1 or 1.5% fee. No problem. We could take that money and we deposit it into your bank account. Not the dinar, the actual exchange rate. So if you got $3 million and we took out our fees, whatever the balance is, would be deposited into your bank account. Now you can take out X amount of dollars, but we don't hold $3 million in the bank. So if you wanted to take out, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, that might be a little bit different. But anything higher than that, you have to set an appointment up so that we can order the money so you can have it. I said, okay, what else? He goes, what do you mean what else? I said, there's nothing else to do? He goes, no, that's it. So when I said, what about this redemption center? He was, no. Who told you that? It just makes people feel good to hear those special words like they're part of something special. Ooh, we got redemption centers. Ooh, we got the 800 numbers. Ooh, the tier 1, tier 2. Ooh, it's already happening. It's in country and not out of country. If you just took a step back and thought about this, now I do understand that there's a lot of people who have not had the time to research this stuff, and you are an easy target for any kind of fraud or scam. So be careful, and this is why you should research this stuff. Now, this kind of talk about the dinar, the Zim dollar, and the dong has been going on for over 15 years. People go, man, it's a scam. Ah, it's a scam. No. The currency is not a scam. It's legitimate currency. But people do scam other people using the currencies, so you have to be careful. There's no 800 numbers. You won't get a special email unless somebody's letting you know when it actually happens. There's no redemption centers unless they're talking about an actual exchange center, which is another one. If you go to your international airports, there's a very good chance that you will find an exchange center there because it's an international airport. People are flying in and out of country and into other countries. They make it convenient for you to go over there and exchange your currencies. I found out that there are some shopping centers that actually have exchange centers. So, the best place to go, you can see here. Where to exchange currencies without paying huge fees. That's nice. Your bank or credit union, not in the airport. So there is an exchange center there, but the best place, the bank or credit union, not the airport, is likely the best place to exchange your currency. That's why I went and spoke to my bank. I wanted to make sure, was there any kind of special paperwork? Did I have to set an appointment? What did I have to do so when the time came, I can go do what I wanted to do? Banks and credit unions are generally the best place to exchange currencies, not a redemption center, not a foundation. You're not going to go in any special group. You're not going to get a better deal than other people. Everybody gets the same rate. You're not going to be able to negotiate with the bank. I already asked that. So the bank and credit unions are generally the best places to exchange currencies with reasonable exchange rates and low fees. Here's how financial institutions and a few other places can help travelers exchange currencies. So if all other currencies in the world are either done at an exchange kiosk or a bank or a credit union, what makes you think that these currencies are going to be special? They're going to be treated different. Why would you get a different rate than what is legally out there? What makes you think there's a tier 1, tier 2? Because that is a lingo that's used within the banking industry. I know it sounds good though, doesn't it? Ooh, I'm tier 3. The tiers are usually a way to measure the assets held by a bank. Some are classified as tier 1, which means they have zero risk. Some are classified as tier 3, which means they have 50% risk. You see what I'm saying? They use some of the lingo used by the professions to make it sound like they know what they're talking about. Now, see, I give this news every now and then, and people lose their minds. It's the end of the world for them. Man, Pimpy don't know what he's talking about. Now, as soon as I release this video, I guarantee everybody out there in the Dinar community is going to find out, and they're just going to slam me 7 ways to Sunday. Because you see that little giddy that they got going on, their little whatever the hell they got arranged with you guys. I just shattered all their crap. They have no insiders. We don't have people going, okay, today I have spoken to the new cabal, and they tell me this, and the old cabal. No, you don't. Next thing you know, you'll hear somebody go like this. I have talked to my people, and they told me that Pimpy is cabal. A lot of these people have kept their followers. Notice I said followers because they're like a cult for a long, long time. Using all these fancy words, telling you these stories that sound elaborate. What I found out is people get stuck in this escapism. They like these stories and makes it sound more exotic. All you have to do to prove whether I'm right or wrong is just go and first of all find out if your local credit union or your local bank buys and sells or exchanges currencies. That's all you have to do. You don't have to say any kind of specific currency. Because as soon as you mention the Zim, the Dong, or the Dinar, you're going to see a whole attitude change because they have been bugged about that stuff for damn near 2 decades. So just say, hey, I'm thinking about going to France or whatever. Do you guys buy and sell the currencies here? If they say, what kind of currency did you have in mind? Just say no specific, but, I'm thinking about traveling. And if I know where to go to exchange my currencies, it helps make things really simplistic for me. They go, yeah, we do that here. Say, so how do we do this? They'll explain to you how it works. Say, is there any currencies that I should be aware of that are treated differently? They're going to go, what do you mean? Say, I just want to make sure, like, let's say I'm thinking about going to Malaysia. Okay. Then after that, the Philippines. Yeah. And then into Vietnam. Okay. So whatever the 3 currencies that are there, see, that's a good way to sneak it in there. Whatever the 3 currencies are, if I want to come over and exchange them, do I need any kind of 800 numbers or redemption centers or anything like that? To just, after the face gets done from hurting from laughing so hard, they're going to tell you, no, it's the same. Just there's no special arrangements for any of the currencies, you guys. A lot of you are new to this, just like you treat cryptocurrencies. Most people don't have the time to do research, so you reach out to people who create YouTube channels, and you really hope that they're credible. And so you hear what they have to say, and you believe them because you have no reason to doubt them. And so you fall into these traps because you haven't had time to do the research. This is why I say don't just listen to one person, listen to many. From all that information that you get, you should be able to sit back, digest, and go, look at this person is full of crap. This person. You always get that, well, the military is handling the exchange. There's no military handling the damn exchanges. The only time the military was ever involved in exchanges, I know that back in 2003, our U.S. military protected and oversaw the exchange of the old Swiss dinars that were being used in Iraq when the people came in to exchange it for the new dinars, which we're currently looking at. I also know that the military oversaw the destruction of a crap load of dinars, which was new. I was happy to hear because the less that's in circulation, the better we are. So that's about it. But they're not going to sit around and go, hey, sir, I'm coming in to exchange my dinars right away. No. Now, the military on their bases, they have exchange centers, obviously. If you're stationed in another country, you get paid in your dollars. But if you're going to go strolling around inside the country that you're stationed in, they might use a different currency altogether. Therefore, the military base exchanges it for you. So I'm sorry if all those fancy things that you hear, the 800 numbers, redemption centers, the back screens, my White House intel, my central bank intel person, my special friend that has the codes, my old cabal and new cabal talk is busting your bubble. This is the wrong YouTube channel for you then. Over here, we stay grounded. We don't lie about dates and rates. I can't promise that there's going to be an RI or an RV because nobody out there knows. That is the honest to God truth. What I can tell you is this. Is it possible? Of course it is. Has it happened before in history? More than once. But what I also bring to the table that most people are not talking about is simply this. You don't have to watch for some magical announcement. We can pay attention to what's going on in the country, in their economy, in their stability, what the hell else is going on with their commodities. Pay attention to the geopolitics in the area, and those things all contribute to the value of their currency, in addition to watching our own dollar that we exchange for, whether it's going up or going down in purchasing power itself versus the other currency. As ours continues to lose value and other currencies continue to gain against the US dollar, you benefit from it. Now, we all want to wake up one day and hear that, dang it, today they just announced it. We're going to do $3 American for 1 dinar. Will that happen? Yeah, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not. I have done plenty of videos where the United Nations, the United Security Council, have all said the same thing. That when the value of the dinar was devalued, it was at a rate of $3+. That's every one Iraqi dinar you exchange, you got $3 American. And they said there's no reason for it not to go back to that rate. I just recently did a video. Let's see here. If you look at my videos explaining that. On this video I showed you right here. Where's it at? So if you go to this video and you watch it, if you haven't watched it already, sorry, I'm just cruising here because somewhere in here it is. If you go to this video and you watch it, in there I show you the articles where they're talking about, you know, the exchange rate of the dinar, where it was, how the United Nations said there's no reason for it not to be there. Dang, has it been that long since I did it? Okay, so somewhere down here is the video that I did that explains to you that I show proof that the Iraqi dinar, based on what the Security Council, the United Nations, and then we're saying about the dinar, there was no reason for it not to go back to its original, which is always exciting. But again, those articles are a little bit older. Oh, right here. See this? Even the United Nations Council states Iraqi IQD rate is above $3. So they stated it. That was a few years ago. But, you know, they're saying there's no reason for it not to be there. I did a video in which I showed you Dr. Shabibi was talking about the rate. This guy asked him a question. Now, he didn't say what the rate was, but it's important to listen to what he was saying. He said there's things that have to be taken into consideration before we change the rate back. So when I do videos like this, everyone goes, oh, Pimpy doesn't have any faith in the currency no more. Oh, you hear this? And I said, I never said that. I never said that at all. If I didn't have any faith in it, I wouldn't own it. I own 3 currencies. The Iraqi dinar, the Vietnam dong, the Iranian rial. That's it. I'm not a big fan of the Zim dollar. When I first got into this, I liked what was said about the Zim. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't. It's just that that country is so corrupt. You think Iraq was bad. That country is worse. I just don't see, and besides that, those older dollars that you have were already exchanged. For most of you who are unaware of that, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I brought this up before, and again, since, you know, go kill the messenger. So let's look at the Zim notes so that you are aware. So the Zim notes, see these older ones that look like this with the 1 trillion on there and all that stuff? And sometime, I was on another YouTube channel, and somebody said they were exchanging the Zims. And sure enough, there was articles that they were being exchanged. We just didn't know what to do with the dollars, where to go, what to do, what was going on. So in 2019, I think it was, these currencies were swapped for the new currencies. Now, having said that, because I don't want people to get in panic mode, these were the currencies, they're not used anymore. So I told people, that doesn't mean you should get rid of these. Because the truth is, I don't know what to do with these Zim notes. I can tell you, look at, there you go. So the ones that they are using now are these right here. See these? These lower ones? See, these aren't trillions. These are 10s, 20s, 2s, 5s. These are the ones that are currently being used right here. So as far as the old Zim notes, I'm sorry, I don't have no information on there. I try to find anything that talks about the Zim just so I can share for you when I get the information. But as far as what to do with the old Zim notes or whether or not they're any good, I have no idea. I don't know if these are any good. No idea whatsoever. I can tell you when they made the announcement back in 2019, I even did a video showing you that I had a list of the exchange rate that they did it at. There was a news article they showed you. They showed you the different times in which they exchanged the Zim notes. And then you were supposed to get the new notes. I did one of those videos months ago. So you would have to do your own research to find out about the Zim notes. I really don't know. I only own one single one of these dollars right here that was given to me as a gift. So people with the Zim, when I come across information, I will share it with you. But I don't have any information on the Zim notes. And I'm not sure that these are worth anything anymore. I have no way of knowing because they don't use these anymore. They use these. So I would look into that. And of course, you got the people that are out there in YouTube land. They're going to go, oh, no, he's wrong. Yeah, okay. But I would ask anyways. Okay? And you get people going, no, one's a currency, one's a bond. Currencies are a type of bond. It's how you pay off debt. So, sorry to bust your bubbles for those of you who think that using terminologies like Tier 1, Tier 2, 800 numbers, redemption centers, old cabal, new cabal, in country, it's already exchanged, all that kind of stuff tickles your fancy and makes you feel good about your investment. I know I'm the boogeyman. I get it. This channel, we don't do that. We don't blow smoke up your butt, trying to fill you up full of hopium, sprinkling pixie unicorn dust on you. That doesn't happen. Here we stay grounded. We pay attention to what's going on and look for other signs that the currency rate is going to change one way or the other. And if that day comes that they finally make that announcement that an RI or an RV, for those you don't know, RI is a reinstatement, which means they give you back the original rate, which was $3.22 for every one Iraqi dinar. And RV is when they revalue the currency, which just happened at the end of 2020. They revalued the currency of the dinar. They devalued the currency is what they did. They went in the wrong direction, but that is they changed the value of the currency's exchange. So if that day happens when there's a RI or RV of some significance that everybody is worth celebrating for, trust me, it's going to spread like wildfire. You're going to hear about it. You just skip on down, go to the bank, make your change, deposit your money, pay off your bills, and you're good to go. So again, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's not going to be an RI. I'm not saying there's not going to be some RV. What I'm saying is, until that announcement is made, there are other things we can watch for. Obviously, when they devalued the currency, they told you it was going to happen based on the economy and their debt and their budget. See, these are the things that affected their currency. That's what we watch for over here. So, sorry once again, because I got to do this every few months to remind people. I know you're being told all that stuff. And for some people, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel good to hear that information. So then, again, continue to listen to other people, and you should. And from all that information, you should decide what is right and what is wrong. But I encourage you, go down to your credit union, go down to your bank, and you ask them, where's the 800 numbers? Where's the redemption centers? What do I do if I want to come and exchange my currency? I wouldn't tell them the dinar, the zim, or the dong, because then that's when they're like, oh God. Because you can tell they've answered that question for those people a million times. Just say, hey, I'm thinking about traveling. You can sneak into Vietnam Dong. Say, I'm thinking about traveling over to the Asia area, Malaysia, Philippines, and Vietnam. So if I'm going to go there, can I buy and exchange my currencies here? What do I need to do? It's no different. These currencies are not going to be exchanged any different than any other currency. There's no magical location for you to go to that only dinar holders go to. All currencies are handled the same as soon as they are accepted. That's the other thing you have to be careful about. Just because they announce an RI or an RV, until here in the United States, they say it's okay to exchange it, you're not going to be able to find a location to exchange it. There are some exceptions we found out. Chase Bank will exchange your dinar in some locations right now, but at the current rate. That's why it's important for you to go to your local bank and ask them, what do you do? Okay? So hopefully this isn't bad news for you. I hope this helps you out, if anything. Because I know everybody keeps waiting and you know, they're creating, you know, these people are creating mailing lists. Because they're like, yeah, send me your email, and then when it comes to the announcement, you're just on their database. So they can send you all other kind of crap too. All right? So I hope that answers your question. Sorry, people. There's no magical crap you need to do. It's real simple. Once it's time, once they start allowing us to exchange it, again, and we can do it at whatever the rate is that's announced, you just simply go in and exchange it at any bank, credit union that allows you to go ahead and make the rate or to make the swap. Okay? That's it for now, man. Hit the thumbs up button because I know you're thrilled about my information. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. No.